Have I got the best early Christmas gift for you? So, my book on Santa's List will be out at the end of this month, November 30th. And I am super elated that it will be because I know that you will enjoy it and you will be amazed at the characters, at what transpires, and just at what these characters are going to go through. So, this video though is about what inspired me to write on Santa's List. Now, I did a live on Facebook and Instagram talking about the title and revealing the title, and also revealing, reading the synopsis. Now, if you would like to see the synopsis, you can visit my website, www.donnepatrese.com. It will be in the description, and it will be a link in there to the website. And you can click on it in there. It'll be, it'll tell you how long it will be until the book comes out. And then at the bottom where it has my books, there will be a link for you to click that will take you to the synopsis and you can read it. And also, if you go on Buy Me a Coffee and Buy Me a Sushi, you can hear me read it personally. And that's $3 to buy me a sushi and support me in my books, in my covers, and all that I do. So, moving on. What inspired me to write on Santa's List? So, like I told the listeners yesterday, it started out as a short story. So, it was a short story because I had a blog where I would share my short stories with people who were subscribed to my blog or followed me on my blog. And they would listen to or read my short stories, and I would do them all year long. And because of that, I like to do specific ones for different holidays. So I would do one for Thanksgiving. I would do one for New Year's Eve. I would do one for Valentine's Day, all the holidays. And of course, that means I would do one for Christmas. So I had one in particular for Christmas that everybody loved. And I would do the same one for every Christmas. And I would still get so many people reading it, and they all loved it. And so it gave me the idea to expand on the story. I wanted to make it bigger and better, and flesh it out a little bit. And so what I did was I came up with the idea of making it a novella. And a novella is about taking it from a 1,200 word story to about 20,000 to 30,000 words. And it's basically, a novella is just a short novel. And most novels are between 60,000 to about 70,000 or more words. And that's a lot of words. And but most books you read are about that many words, and you just don't really think about that. But as writers, we do. We think about that all the time. So I decided to take it from that and just flesh it out, and make it a bigger story. So I talked to some other writers, and they, were like, that's an amazing idea. Just take it and, make it, expand on it, and turn it into a novella. Because on my genre, and also in the books that I've written already, I have a couple of short story anthologies, and those are Erotic Encounters, Tales of the Paranormal and Preternatural, and also Insomnia, What Happens When You Can't Sleep. So I had some anthologies under my belt, and of course I had some novels under my belt. And so having a novella would be just something different that I could do. Well, as I began to write, the characters started to speak to me, and they had a different idea. They wanted to be a full-length novel. And so as I wrote, it just kept going and going and going. And I got quickly past 30,000 words. And I just kept writing because the story just kept going. And before I knew it, if you read in the synopsis, there was, it started to turn into more of from a romance into a romantic suspense. And I was surprised that was happening. And if you know anything about me and my writing style, I outline, and I love to outline my stories from beginning to end, and it helps me in my writing process. However, in this story, I started to just write from the top of my head. I wasn't outlining. The characters were just like, here, this is our story. And I was amazed at that. So I just wrote and wrote and wrote. And at the end, I ended up with over 70,000 words. And a full-length novel. And I was just totally inspired to just continue to write. And that's what inspired me to do it. It was the characters and what they were going through, and just so much going on. And I just couldn't stop. And as a writer, you know, you get in the zone and you just feel it. And it's the same thing when you read a book. You can't stop. You get in the zone and you just read and read and read and read until you're done. And you're like, wow, I finished that book in a day. I finished that book, you know, in a couple days, in some hours. And well, it didn't take me a day to write the book. It took me months to write the book. But I was just in the zone, and the character spoke to me, and that was that. Even after the book I thought was done, the characters came back to me and said, no, we're not done. And I was able to add an extra chapter to it. So it was just, I was just so inspired by the characters that I continue to write. And that's how I ended up with On Santa's List. And I am so happy with it, with the outcome and what I produced. And I know that you will be just as happy as well. So if you have any questions for me once you read the synopsis, about the title, why I chose Christmas, just anything like that, you can leave them in the comments. If you just want to congratulate me on completing a Christmas novel, because this is my first holiday book, leave it in the comments. If you just have anything to say, leave it in the comments. I'll be totally grateful. And I appreciate all of my readers, because you guys are it. You make me want to write. And so just leave anything you want to say in the comments. I'll respond, and we can have this back and forth if you like. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.